Hi, I just thought I would come here to share this little tradition that I have kept now for about 3 years, I suppose. Oops, my bad. So it's called my gratitude jar. What I do is every year, starting from the first day of the year, I begin to keep this jar of gratitude. So what I do is every day before I go to bed, I make sure. On some days, I don't, but they are the exceptions. So before I go to bed, I ensure to write something that I am grateful for. It doesn't have to be one thing, it could be two things, three things. The essence is to ensure that I remember to count my blessings. Sometimes those things I'm grateful for are just very simple things. They don't have to be grandiose or elaborate or spectacular. They could just be seeming little things that happen during the day. And what happens is I gather this for 365 days or 366 days, depending on whether it's a leap year. And then on the last day of the year, which is 31st of December, I turn out everything. I turn out everything in the jar, you know. And then I begin to open them. It's like, you know how the Bible says, teach us to number our days so we may apply our hearts to wisdom. I think that's what happens here. Because sometimes, when I begin to open these papers, I'm just wowed. From my experience consistently over the years, I can assure you that this is a very rewarding exercise, not only therapeutic, but it also helps you to put life in perspective. In case you end a year feeling like a lot has not happened or you haven't achieved goals, maybe you had clear objectives that you wanted to achieve and things like that. By the time you open your gratitude jar or gratitude box, depending on what you use for yours, by the time you open it and then you begin to consider these notes one by one, you would actually realize how much of blessings you have had in a particular year. You will realize just the little things that we should be grateful for and how the little things can culminate in big things. Well, that has been my experience so far. There are days that I open the jar or I open just one of these papers and I read a thing, and by the time I'm done reading, I have a tear or some tears actually in my eyes. That's how profound this exercise is. And if you haven't been doing it, I want to encourage you to try to have a gratitude jar or a gratitude box or a gratitude bowl, depending on what you are comfortable using. In case you are that person who doesn't mind being extra, you can even consider a gratitude basket. I mean, it can never be too big. Your gratitude container cannot be too big. It can only be too small. So you can even use something like this. I mean, you are allowed to be extra. It's your life. It's your life, your gratitude. So be unapologetic about your gratitude container. So for me, it's this jar. For you, it can be this basket. It can be a bowl. It can be a box. It can be whatever. The point is to ensure that you keep documenting, like you just write, just very short, sweet, simple, just so that you don't get tired and it's easy to do every day. And believe me, when you start opening, whenever you choose to open, your mind will be blown. And on that note, I will sing this song as I sign out. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your blessings, see what God has done. Count your blessings, name them one by one. And it will surprise you what the Lord has done. I wish you a great time documenting your gratitude and have the best of the year. Bye.
Your blessings, name them one by